Hello, everyone. So today I will be showing you how to make covers and a spine for your book project. So what you're going to need is a piece of thin cardboard. I just use a cereal box, a piece of paper. This paper will be what wraps your boards and what you're actually going to see. So if you want to use scrapbook paper, textured paper, paper with different kinds of patterns on it, go ahead. That is what your actual cover is going to look like. So make sure it's paper that you like the look of or that you can draw on top of. You're also going to need some scissors and a glue stick. And finally, something to draw with. Once you have all of those supplies, you're going to get out whatever kind of book that you made for your project. So you want to make the base of your book first. And you're going to cut out a square that is the same size as your actual book. So okay, if it is a little bit larger than your book, it just cannot be smaller. Once you have your cover, you just want to check it, make sure that it's exactly how you want it. I would recommend actually using a ruler to measure and make sure that you have everything correct. Perfect. Once you have the cardboard that you're going to use, I'm going to use this one, not the one that I just cut out, so I like it a little bit more. You're going to place it in the corner. And you're going to mark one side of it. Not the bottom, just the side. Then you're going to take that same board and just scoot it down so it lines up with the side of your paper and where your line stopped. And you're going to continue it down all the way to the bottom of your board. And then you're going to draw the horizontal line connecting to the line that you just drew previously. So in the end, you should have one box that is 2 times the length of your board, twice as long. We're going to make a second box by flipping your cardboard or Bristol board, just rotating it like this. So now it's horizontal. And you're going to place that in the corner, just like you did previously. And we're going to follow the same steps. So we're going to be drawing a line on the side. And once it's drawn, we're just going to be sliding the board down, still touching the side of the paper, so lined up. And we're going to be continuing that line for a second time all the way to the bottom of the board. And then drawing a line across the bottom. So this creates a box that is 2 times the width. 2 times the width. So in the end, you're going to end up with one long and skinny and one short and fat. Once you have your boxes drawn, you're going to take your scissors and cut them out. I'm going to place them just like this right next to each other, just so you can get a good idea of which one's which. You want to make sure that the long and skinny piece isn't fatter than your actual board. You want it to be exactly the same size or just a little bit thinner. I prefer mine to be just slightly thinner, so I'm going to trim the sides just slightly. Now we're ready to wrap. So you're going to place the board directly in the center of the long and skinny piece of paper. You're going to fold both sides inward and crease. It's okay if you have a gap here, it's going to be covered up. Don't worry. It should look like this. Once you've finished creasing, you're going to slide the board out and crease it one last time. If you have a hard object like the back of your scissors or a pen, I have what's called a bone folder, or that you can even use the back of your fingernail. Just go over that crease again and really get it nice and smooth. So once this is creased and you're done with it, you're going to set it to the side and place the board in the middle of the short and fat piece of paper. You're going to fold the edges inward. This time they're going from side to side, not up and down. And you're not going to take the board out of this piece of paper. You're going to keep it in. So when I'm going to crease it, I'm going to crease it with the board still inside. Whenever you're done creasing, these flaps should be facing towards you. And you're going to pick up your long and skinny piece that you set aside and rotate them so the flaps are facing away from you. Then you're going to place this middle piece directly on top of the flaps, just like that. Pick everything up and look for the space between the board and the front piece of paper. You don't want the back flaps. You want to look for the front piece of paper. And you're going to take the flap from the long and skinny piece and tuck it in between the board and that front piece of paper, not the back flaps, the front piece of paper. This is why you want it to be a little bit thinner than your board so it tucks in nicely. You're going to do the same for the other side. This one might be a little bit more difficult to tuck in. Don't be afraid to bend the paper a little bit since you're not going to be able to actually see it. Do some final creases. And you have created a paper wrapped board. No adhesive needed. You can use adhesive if you would like to make this part lay flat. If you don't like that it's a pocket, you can just place some glue in there, hold it shut, and it will be nice and smooth without any pocket up here. And how you attach it to your book is you take that book that you had traced previously. You're going to take the first page of it, only the first page, and you're going to slide it inside of the pocket that is created by the two pieces of paper folding into each other, right on the side of your cover. It might take a little bit of effort. There you go. You slide it right through. If it's not going, if it's stuck, you can open the pocket from the other side and grab the page and pull it through. This might take some effort and a little bit of work, but it should eventually go all the way through. And you have created a hard cover for the rest of your book. You would repeat that same process for the back cover. And so I already have another one made. And you would take the last page of your book and just like you did before, just slide it right into that pocket. And now you have covers for your book. If you want the covers to be removable, then you don't do anything. That was your last step. But if you want them to be permanently fixed to the book, you can just open up the pocket, place a little bit of glue in between the pocket and the actual piece of paper, and then hold it shut while it dries, and then it will be permanently glued to your book. Next, I'm going to show you how to create a spine. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that book and you're going to get another piece of your thin cardboard or your Bristol board or whatever you have, the same thing that you use for the covers. And you're going to measure out a piece of cardboard that is the same length. So I'll just take a random piece from here. I'll measure it out to be the same length. Sit right there. So they're the same size. And you're going to tilt it upwards right next to your book. So for your view, it'll be just like that. And you're going to make a mark for the thickness on both sides. And cut along that mark. Next, you're going to take the same piece of paper, the same kind of paper that you used for the covers, and you're going to place it right at a corner, and you're going to mark 1, then move it over, 2, move it over, 3 lengths of your spine. So it should fit 1, 2, 3 very perfectly into those notches. Now you can take a straight edge or a ruler like me. And for your final project, you're going to want to measure everything out all precisely to make sure everything is nice and neat. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to be eyeballing a lot of it. But essentially, I'm creating a rectangle that is 3 times the width of my spine. Once you have it cut out, you can take some glue. I'm just taking a glue stick. You can use liquid glue, hot glue, any kind of adhesive that you have. And you're going to glue the spine directly in the middle of that piece of paper, just like that. Once it's dried, you're going to fold the pieces of paper over so that they stick up. Just like that. and you're going to slide it between the covers and your paper part of your book. Make sure that you do it the right way. So this is the way it opens. So you don't want to place it right here. You want to flip it over where it doesn't open. And you're going to gently place the spine in between the covers. And that's how you create your covers and your spine. If you want the spine to be removable, this is your last step. You can take it out anytime you want. But if you want it to be permanent, you can just add some glue to the sides. Pick it up, add some glue to both sides. Push it inside. And remember, if you don't get it the first try, don't worry. It will take some practice. Get it inside and then just press very, very gently. And once the glue dries, it should be permanently set into your book. All right, so that is the end of this demo. If you have any questions, just email me, and happy creating.